بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. Moving forward, Alhamdulillah Ta'ala, we have been discussing in this Nur al-Idah Shrumbulali beautiful book about the Taharat and Wudu. Now inshallah we are moving forward to Kitab al-Taharah, فصل في أقسام الوضوء. So because in the Hanafi madhab we have types of wudu. Imam is saying والوضوء الوضوء على ثلاثة أقسام. Wudu has three types. Oh, okay. So we have three types of wudu. Number one, um, الأول فرض على المحدث. Number one, it is فرض on the person who does not have wudu. Okay, so this one is فرض. And number two is wajib. And number three is mandub, encouraged. So you know in Madhab Hanafi we have differentiation between فرض and wujub. Between the, you can say the super mandatory and the normal mandatory. And in usul, we have difference between fard and wajib in Hanafi madhab. Fard, let's say, if you don't do the fard part, then you get sin. Wajib, it is mukhtalafun fi amongst the Hanafis. Some say you get sin, and some say you don't get sin. Okay? Alright. So he says, fardun ala al-muhdisi. Number one, للصلاة ولو كان نفلا. If you want to make salah, it is fard on you, mandatory, to make wudu. Number two, ولصلاة الجنازة. For this janaza salah, it is mandatory on you also. Number three, وسجدة التلاوة. When you want to make the sujood of tilawat, it is mandatory on you to have wudu. Alright, super mandatory. So this means if you do salah, janaza, or salah, normal salah, or sajda tilawah without wudu, then you are sinful. Why? Because you don't have the wudu. Number four, وَمَسِّ الْقُرْآنِ وَلَوْ آيَةً. If you won't touch the Quran, even one verse, you are sinful if you don't have wudu. And it is super mandatory on you to have wudu. So four things. Salah, Salat al-Janazah, two salahs, and sajda of tilawah, and touching the Quran. So we can summarize them into two. Salah and what is pertaining to Quran, like sajda of tilawah and touching one verse of the Quran. So is this clear? Is this clear, inshallah?
It is, Sheikh. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Number two, wajib. This is normal mandatory, which is للطواف بالكعبة. If you want to make tawaf, it is wajib on you to have wudu. Number three is mandub, encouraged. If you want to sleep, sleeping on Taharah, it is encouraged. And when you wake up, you make wudu also. But if you cannot make wudu because you are not used to, it's hard on you still. You can make tayammum, okay? Gradually until you can make wudu, inshallah ta'ala. Number two, وَلِلْمُدَاوَمَةِ عَلَيْهِ. Because in the hadith, لا يحافظ على الوضوء إلا مؤمن. If you want to be consistent in wudu, it is encouraged that you have wudu to be in continuously having wudu. It is encouraged, and what comes to my mind that one of the pious rich businessmen here in Yemen, what happened to him? He used to, every time he used to travel, he would make wudu. He would make sure that he has wudu, and he calls himself that this is my weapon, because the weapon of the believer is to have connection with Allah, all right? And wudu is a mediation between him and Allah. So this man, he took wudu and he went on traveling. And while he was traveling, he told his driver, someone wearing white, okay, and he is raising his hands to me to stop. So his custom that he would take people with him if they are in need. If someone on the way tell him or gesture at him that they want to travel with him, he would help them. All right. As Nabi says, whoever has additional seat, he should help that person who has no ride. This is a real Salihin as we took. Anyways, so he stopped. All right. He told the driver, stop, stop. So he stopped. And then, subhanAllah, they went to look at that man, and the man disappeared. And then, subhanAllah ta'ala, he told the driver, look at the right wheel if there is something wrong with it. I feel something wrong about it. He said, okay. So he looked at the right wheel, and it turned out that all the, all the, uh, you know, all the needles, but not needles. They are like circular metallic things that they keep the wheel attached to the body of the car. Okay, all of them, all of them are being broken. Okay, so Subhanallah, it turned out that this man was an angel that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala sent for this man because of his wudu to tell him stop. All right, is clear. Number three, وَلِلْوُضُوءِ عَلَى الْوُضُوء. And it is encouraged that you make wudu over your wudu. And it is encouraged to have wudu over the wudu because this is the custom of al-anbiya. ووضوء على وضوء نور على نور أو في عليين. It elevates you on the day of Qiyamah. وبعد غيبة. It is encouraged if you speak ill about people, if you do ghibat, backbite, that you do wudu also to rectify your tongue. وكذبا, and if you lie, it is encouraged to make wudu. ونميمة, if a person makes problems between two people, okay, he makes fitna amongst them, it is encouraged that he makes what? He makes wudu. وبعد كل خطيئة, and after every sin, it's encouraged to make wudu. وإنشاد شعر قبيح, and if you make a poem, if you say poetry, and that poetry is speaking about something which is not proper, okay, just like romance and things that he, I'm saying dark romance, bad poetry. So such poetry, if a person says it, he should make wudu, right? And number nine, وقهقهة خارج الصلاة. And if you have laughter, and if you laugh high up, قهقهة is you laugh very, very strong, okay? And then outside the salah, because if you laugh inside the salah, it breaks your salah and wudu. But if you laugh ha 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 with sound outside the salah, it does not break your wudu, but it is encouraged to make wudu also. And number 10 is to clean, to wash a deceased body. And number 11, after you carry on a deceased person, janaza. And number 12, for every time, for every salah that you make wudu, it is encouraged also. And before you make the ghusl of janaba, okay, if a person sleeps with his wife, for example, and he needs to make he needs to make ghusl, or like a woman, she finishes her monthly period and then she needs to make ghusl. In this case, it is encouraged that first you do wudu and then you continue making ghusl. All right. Number 14, وللجنب عند أكل وشرب ونوم ووطئ. If a junub, if a person who's janaba, and then he wants to eat or to drink or to sleep or to re-sleep with his woman, with his wife, it is encouraged that he makes wudu. And wali ghadabin, if someone is angry, it is encouraged to make wudu, because wudu his will put the fire of his anger down. Number 16 is Quran. If you want to recite the Quran, it is encouraged that you make wudu. And 17, if you want to read hadith, it is encouraged to make wudu. If you want to narrate hadith, it's encouraged to make wudu. If you want to study knowledge, it's encouraged to make wudu. If you want to make adhan, it's encouraged to make wudu. If you want to do iqamat, it's encouraged to make wudu. If you want to make a sermon, a khutbah, it's encouraged to make wudu. If you want to visit our dear Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it is also encouraged to make wudu. And number 24, if you want to stand in Arafah or Hajj, it's encouraged to make wudu. If you want to make sa'i between Safa and Marwa, it's encouraged to make wudu. And if you want وَأَكْلِ لَحْمِ جَزُورٍ, if you want to eat the meat of a camel, uh, meaning after, all right? After you eat meat, camel meat, it's encouraged to make wudu. In the hashiyat, he says, خروجا من الخلاف, to go out from the khilaf, from the اختلاف of the scholars. والخروج من خلاف العلماء كما إذا مس امرأة. And if you touch a woman, your wife, for example, it's encouraged to make wudu because there is a famous khilaf. The khilaf says, if you touch a woman, your wudu breaks. This is the saying of Shafi'is. The second saying of Malikis, which is, if you touch the woman with a shahwa, with a desire, okay, with ecstasy, then you need to make wudu. All right. According to Maliki Madhab, if you touch her with no ecstasy in your heart, no problem. And Hanafis, they say what? If you touch the woman generally, it does not, even with shahwa or no shahwa, it does not break your wudu. But it is encouraged to make wudu. All right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. So these are 27 places where it's encouraged to make wudu, encouraged to make wudu. Sleeping, consistency, wudu over wudu, after ghibat, after lying, after namimah, after any sin, after bad poetry, if you laugh after outside the salah, if you wash the deceased, if you carry him for every time of salah before the janaba ghusl, wash. And if you want to eat or drink or sleep or sleep with your wife, when you're angry, when you are about to read the Quran, reading hadith, narrating the knowledge, the hadith, studying ilm, adhan, iqamat, or for khutbah of sermon, visiting Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, standing in Arafah for Hajj, and sa'i between Safa and Marwa, and after camel meat, and touching them. All right. Now he will speak about فصل في نواقض الوضوء. These things destroy your wudu. Number one, 12 things destroy your wudu. Number one, whatever comes from the two exits, إلا ريح القبل except for the wind which comes from the front. Because sometimes a person hears a signal, and then there is some wind that comes from the front. Uh, Scholars, Shafi'is, they say this breaks the wudu. Arabis, they say this does not break the wudu al asah. This is خلاف الصح والبيت والثالث سائلة.
Sheikh, the sounds got really quiet.
Okay, now is it
Yeah.
now good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Okay.
نجاسة سائلة من غيرهما. And if a najasat, which is fluid and flowing fluid from other than the two exits, it come out, break your wudu, like blood and white pus, pus like white blood,
Yeah.
white blood cells when they come out. And this is according to Hanafi madhab, if it comes out, it breaks your wudu.
Yeah.
And Shafi'is, they say no, it does not break the wudu, but if the blood stays there, it breaks your salah,
Mm.
right? So, and this blood has to be fluid, flowing fluid, not little bit of blood, not flowing, according to Hanafi. Right. Number three, because now I want to give you the other opinion in case if you've been asked and you want to make it easy for the general people, you know how to make it easy, right? Because they say the general people, they have no madhab, they have no school of thought. So we do not hold them accountable by one school of thought, but we give them the easy.
Yeah.
Right? But if they are students of knowledge and they want to do the better, the better, then we make them to take one school of thought, which is in our case Hanafi. All right. Number four, number three, وينقضه ولادة من غير رؤية دم. If a woman delivers a baby, even if she does not see blood, it breaks her wudu. وقيء الطعام أو ماء علق أو مرة إذا ملأ الفم. If someone pukes food or water or علق or مرة something soury, but this thing إذا ملأ الفم, it fills your mouth. If it fills your mouth, it breaks your wudu. وهو ما لا يطبق عليه الفم إلا بتكلف على الأصح. And what does it mean to fill your mouth? To fill your mouth. It means that you cannot you cannot mm, you cannot shut your mouth except with huge exertion. Yeah, على الأصح, because we have two opinions amongst the Hanafi madhab. Some say يطبق عليه الفم إلا بتكلف, and the other opinion is different. And now in this case أصح is what it makes you to make more effort to close your mouth. ويجمع متفرق القيء إذا اتحد سببه. And if you have two types of puke, one is water puke, and the other one is food puke. You put them together and then you see, is it more than what your mouth can handle? If it's yes, remake your wudu. ودم غلب على البزاق أو سهوه. And if blood comes out, okay, if blood comes out of your mouth and that blood is more or equal to the saliva in your mouth. If it's more or equal, it breaks your wudu, blood. ونوم لم تتمكن فيه المقعدة بالأرض. And sleeping of a person that he did not
Look.
he yes
Yeah, I
uh,
can hear you. Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
and sleeping of a person who did not stabilize his posture or his sitting on the ground. And this has an exception actually. Okay, before I say the exception, I need to elaborate more. What does it mean here when he said it's stabilized on the ground? It means that he sits on the ground in such a way that the exit from which the wind will pass out is being closed. Is being closed. All right? Now, here we have an exception. Two exceptions. Number one, the exception of the person who is fat, very fat. The person who's very fat, he cannot stabilize his sitting on the ground, his posture. Why? Because if he stabilizes on the ground, he cannot. The meat will lift him up. He cannot do that. It's very hard for him. Number two is the super skinny, slender person. This slender, skinny person, he cannot do that. Why? Because the bone will lift him up. He cannot stabilize his sitting and close the exit by sitting on the ground. Is this clear?
Yeah, if you could repeat it one more time, Sheikh.
Again. We have a normal person. This normal person, he sits on the ground. And while he's sitting on the ground, he closes the exit from which the wind, meaning gas, is passing out. He closes it by sitting. He can make sure that if gas wants to pass out, it cannot. Why? Because the exit is being closed due to sitting on the ground. Okay? The posture in which he's sitting on the ground closes the exit from which the gas is passing out. Is this clear?
Yes, Sheikh.
Very good. Now we will talk about the exception. The exception is two. Number one, super fatty person. He's very, very fat. This person
Mm.
cannot sit in a posture in a way that he closes the exit. Why? Because the meat makes it hard for him to to stabilize on the ground. Is this clear?
Yes, Sheikh.
All right. Now the other exception is a super skinny person. The skinny person, he does not have meat, he has only bones. So his sitting has
Mm.
only bones. So if he sits and he wants to stabilize it on the ground and to close the exit, he cannot do that. Why? Because the bone will lift him up and thus the exit is open. Is it clear?
Yes, Sheikh.
Alhamdulillah. Uh, if you if it's not clear, I will repeat. I have no problem.
That's fine, Sheikh.
Uh, Now number 8 and number 7 وارتفاع مقعدة نائم قبل انتباهه وإن لم يسقط في الظاهر. Okay, now this person he sits on the ground and he closes the exit by his sitting while sleeping. He's very very tired and he sleeps while sitting. Now while he sleeps he moves in a way that the exit has been opened now while he's sleeping, and then he opens his eyes and noticing that he changed his posture and the exit is open. Now, now, do we say that this person, uh, ha- the wind did not pass or it passed? Now, Bab from the Ahwadiyah, from being safe side, we say that he passed the gas because he slept, all right?
Mm.
And then his exit, it opened. وإن لم يسقط في الظاهر. And even uh, 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 and even if he did not fall down from his sleep, okay? In this case also we say that his wudu is void. Clear?
Yes, Sheikh.
Yeah, so we need to be safe side here. Number 8, إغماء. If someone he passed out, he passes. Number 9, he's crazy and then he comes back. His mind comes back. If someone is drunk, then his wudu is void. And number 11 وقهقهة مصل بالغ يقضان في صلاة ذات ركوع وسجود ولو تعمد الخروج بها من الصلاة. He's saying that the person, he is بالغ, pupa, and he is awake in his salah. And salah that has ruku' and sujood. And he is now taking off the salah of janazah. Now in this salah, he remembers one of the jokes that he saw on television, okay, or one of the jokes that he heard from his friends while he's in salah. Shaitan laughed at him and gave him jokes while he's in salah, and then he laughs out loud with sound. This person, his salah is void and his wudu also is void. Is clear?
Yes, Sheikh.
Very good. ولو تعمد الخروج بها من الصلاة. Very good. Saying, saying here that if he laughs in Salah Janazah or Sajda Tilawa, he does not break his wudu. Okay? All right. ومس فرج بذكر منتصب بلا حائل. All right. ومس فرج بذكر منتصب بلا حائل. Okay. Okay. According to Ibn Abidin, who's from the Khatimat al-Muhaqqiqin, uh, he's saying if someone he's playing with his wife, and then while he's touching his wife, touching, playing, having ecstasy by touching his wife, it happens that his uh, his uh, his tool, his man tool, is is not sleeping. It is awaking. It's it's awakened. And then while he's touching her, he touches her while he has an awakened man tool. Is this clear?
Yeah.
All right. Now, if he touches his wife, touches a woman, okay, and then and he's having an awakened man tool, and he's touching the actual the actual private part of the woman, okay, without a barrier. Now, in this case, okay, so you have two things. He's touching without a barrier. Number two, his man tool is not sleeping. It's up. In this case, Imam Shurambulali, he says his wudu is void. His wudu is what? Is void. Okay, hold on. Because mostly the madi will come out. Mostly out of shahwat, ecstasy, the madi will come out. So being on safe side, we say the wudu is void. Okay. Imam Muhammad, he says, Muhammad Hassan al-Shaybani, he says it does not break his wudu as long as no madi come out. And and a group of muhaqqiqeen of Hanafiya, they have taken his fatwa, the Imam Muhammad Hassan. So Abu Hanifa is saying it does break. And I think Abu Yusuf will say the same. It does break. So Muhammad, he says it does not break. As long as we do not see anything. Okay? Is this clear?
Yeah. Yes, Sheikh.
Yes. Very good. And who copied this? Imam Ibn Abidin, he mentioned this in his Ad-Durr al-Mukhtar. Okay. And then he says, rahimahullah ta'ala, he says then, 1 minute. He says then, فصل فيما لا ينقض الوضوء. Things which do not break your wudu. Okay. These things do not break your wudu. 10 things do not break your wudu. Number one. So people might think these break the wudu, but they do not break wudu. Number one, ظهور دم لم يسل عن محله. You have an injury and the blood came out, but it did not gush out from the injury itself. In this case, uh, in this case, in this case, what's happening? You still have wudu. Okay, that's number one. Number two, سقوط لحم من غير سيلان دم كالعرق المديني الذي يقال له رشته بالفارسية. Okay, if meat come out from your body, this is called rishta in Persian language. It's a sickness, but the blood did not gush out. It did not. It does not flow out. In this case, it does not break your wudu. Number three, خروج دودة من جرح. Okay, you have an injury, and inside that injury, a worm came out. Okay, or the worm came out from your ear or your mouth or your nose. These things do not break your wudu because blood is the thing which breaks, not the worm. And touching your mantool, according to Hanafi madhab, it does not break your wudu. According to Shafi'i madhab, it breaks your wudu. Okay, that's why it is encouraged to make wudu, but it does not break your wudu according to Hanafi madhab. And the khilaf is in the hadith of talq. We come to it inshallah in bigger books inshallah than Imam Shurun Bulali's Nur al-Idah. We will study the nasikh and mansukh and the ikhtilafat inshallah ta'ala. Number 6, وَقَيْءٌ لَا يَمْلَأُ الْفَمْ. And if you puke, but the puke does not fill your mouth. وَقَيْءُ بَلْغَمٍ وَلَوْ كَثِيرًا. Okay. And if you puke out but saliva, thick saliva, even if it's a lot of thick saliva, it does not break your wudu. وَتَمَايُلُ نَائِمٍ احْتُمِلَ زَوَالُ مَقْعَدَتِهِ. And someone, he is sleeping and he is stabilized, he's sitting on the ground in such a way that his sitting is locked up, is closed. And he is shaking right and left, front and back. But we have an expectation that maybe the sitting is being opened, that the exit has been opened. In this case, we do not say that his wudu is void. Number 9, if he sleeps and the exit is closed, okay, and he's taking the help, he's reclining on something in the back, okay, and in a way that thing which is declining to, even though that thing has been removed, okay, and then he falls down, okay, it does not break his wudu. Let's give an example. Sheikh Rafiq is sleeping in the masjid. At the masjid, he was tired, working nine hours. He went to pray Salatul Maghrib, and then he stayed there waiting for his class. And then while he's sitting there in the masjid and reclining his back to that, to that soft pillow, it happens that he fall asleep. And while he's sleeping, someone came joking at him. He wants to make a joke and to play with Sheikh Rafiq. So what happens? He waits until Sheikh Rafiq he slept, and then afterwards he took the pillow fast. Then as he took the pillow, you wake up. And then if you wake up, this does not break your wudu as long as your exit is being closed. Okay? على الظاهر. الظاهر Ibn Abidin said ظاهر المذهب عن أبي حنيفة. And the most explicit, conspicuous fatwa about this. And general mashayikh of Ahnaf, they have taken this. And Imam Tahawi, Quduri, the Mirghinani, the author of Al-Hidayah, they say that no. This we do not say that it is that his wudu is okay. We say his wudu is void. So it's a mukhtalafun fi in the Hanafi. So it's better that you make wudu خروجا من الخلاف, to go out from the khilaf, okay? But if you want to take the east, no problem. There is no problem. Okay. Number 10, نوم مصل ولو راكعا أو ساجدا على جهة السنة. نوم مصل. Someone is praying and then he sleeps. Even though he sleeps, it's a very, very rare picture, example, but subhanallah. He says that even if he sleeps while he's making ruku' or making sujood, as long as he's on the sunnat side, sunnat posture, okay? As long as he's on the sunnat side, I mean, subhanAllah, I cannot imagine that someone is sleeping while he's making ruku'. Something very, very hard. But subhanAllah ta'ala, it's a picture of fiqh. Or sujood,
Yeah.
and someone is sleeping, and subhanAllah, especially Salat al-Fajr. And I saw some students, they do this. They study hard, and then, subhanAllah, they have exam of Quran, exam of Hadith, and then they keep the whole night studying, and then they come to Salat al-Fajr, and then when they come to Salat al-Fajr, they basically sleep, all right, while they are in sujood. So one teacher told me that one of the students slept while studying, okay, and while he's studying, he slept. While he's making sujood, he slept. And then, subhanAllah, he woke up. And when he slept, imagine, for 1 hour, 1 hour and 15 minutes while he's in Salat
Oh,
al-Jama'ah. Okay?
gosh.
So he missed Salat al-Jama'ah and then he slept while he's in sujood. And then
Mashallah.
he woke up 90 minutes later. And then he woke up,
Mashallah.
he said, Allahu Akbar, Assalamu alaikum.
Mashallah.
La ilaha illallah. So Alhamdulillah, until Alhamdulillah here, he says, Imam Shurambul Ali, there is no problem. His wudu is okay. So inshallah ta'ala, we stop here. And Babul ma yujib al-ightisal, that thing which makes the ghusl to be mandatory. And we finish inshallah our next class. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والحمد لله رب العالمين.